get home with my lady. I kiss her on the cheek, sit down on the sofa, start lamenting. I said, baby, I'm so glad you're home. Oh, my week has been so long. She said, I know just what to do. Let me go get a glass for you, and we'll be sipping on gin and tonic and dancing in the moonlight. Forget reality, cause I got you and you got me, and we gon' be alright. Yeah, sipping on gin and tonic and dancing in the moonlight. Forget reality for tonight, cause I got you and we gon' be alright. Sit back, relax, enjoy the time, chilling with my lady right by my side. She gets a little heavy-handed, but I'm experienced and I can stand it. I'm feeling so mellow, I just forgot about the week. Oh, I'm gonna pour another one or two for my boo. She'll take another one and we'll be sipping on gin and tonic and dancing in the moonlight. Forget reality, cause I got you and you got me, and we gon' be alright. Yeah, sipping on gin and tonic and dancing in the moonlight. Forget reality for tonight, cause I got you and we gon' be alright. Just relaxing, sipping on gin with the tonic on the side and a lemon twist. Imagine this, yeah. Just relaxing, sipping on gin with the tonic on the side and a lemon twist. Imagine this, yeah. Sipping on gin and tonic and dancing in the moonlight. Forget reality, cause I got you and you got me, and we gon' be alright. Yeah. Sipping on gin and tonic, dancing in the moonlight. Forget reality for tonight, cause I got you and we gon' be alright. Sipping on gin and tonic, sipping on, sipping on. Forget reality, cause I got you and you got me, and we gon' be alright. Yeah. Sipping on gin and tonic and dancing in the moonlight. Forget reality for tonight, cause I got you and we gon' be alright. Sipping on gin and tonic. Never thought I'd fallen in love again. No, never. But my heart's been stolen again. This time, hope it lasts forever. We'll go beyond, 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 beyond. It's been a while now since love's been in this place. You see, many have tried, but no one could take your place, girl. Why you're so beautiful? I see the future in your face, baby. Never in a million years I thought that you'd be mine, girl. That you'd be mine, girl. Never thought I would fall. No, never. But my heart's been stolen again. But my heart's been stolen. Last forever. We'll go. Ooh, baby. We'll go, baby. We keep going and growing, girl. The best thing is knowing, girl. Cause when we KISSING, all I can say is OMG. You make all things right, baby. I trust you, girl, with my life. I don't want nobody but you. I'ma put my ring on you. Never thought I'd no, never. Ooh, baby. Again. This time, hope it lasts forever. We'll go beyond. We will go so far. Beyond. You'll always find what you're looking for, and you ain't looking for a thing. We ain't looking for a thing. Yeah, you'll always find what you're looking for, and you ain't looking for a thing. Never thought I. No, never. Ooh, baby. Been stolen again. This time, hope it lasts forever. You hope, baby. I hope it lasts forever, girl. I hope it lasts forever, girl. Hey, 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 hey. We will go, baby. We will go, baby. Ooh, we will go, baby. We will go so far, baby. I hope it lasts forever, baby. Anybody ever told ya what a woman really is? If you ever get the moment, show them how much they give. You're a shoulder I can cry on, arms I can embrace. Is to hear my deepest thoughts, protect her night and day. You are mother, sister, daughter, nieces, aunties, wives. You are amazing, cause you have given life. You are mother, sister, daughter, nieces, aunties, wives. You're all amazing. I try to describe. You are woman. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You are woman. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You are woman. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You are woman. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You have birthed the nations. A nurturer you are. You bless us with your wisdom, and you tended every scar. You have found me broken. You have shown me light. You ignited all my passions and loved me through the night. You are mother, sister, daughter, nieces, aunties, wives. You are all amazing, cause you have given life. You are mother, sister, daughter, nieces, aunties, wives. You are all amazing. I try to describe. You are woman. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You are woman. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You are woman. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You are woman. Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
To be a woman is to be blessed with unparalleled intuition, to be powerful, power independent of place or position. To be a woman is to be a mother, giving birth to sons and daughters, ideas, institutions, and business ventures. To be a woman is to be the current inspiration, the future aspiration of a young lady, of a little girl.
You're a masterpiece of harmony, a melody of life. You're a gem, a diamond flower in spring, you're one of a kind. You're a masterpiece of harmony, a melody of life. You're an African queen flower in spring, you're one of a kind. You are mother, sister, daughter, nieces, aunties, wives. So you are amazing. I try to describe, you are woman. Yes, you are, yes, you are. You are woman. Yes, you are, yes, you are. You are woman. Yes, you are, yes, you are. You are woman. You are woman. You are woman. You are. Yes, you are, yes, you are. You are woman. You are woman. And when obstacles manifest as natural, you are born for this.
To be a woman is to be the heart of the system, to be the one who brings life into our world.
Warning. What you are about to hear goes against traditional romantic counsel expressed by friends, family, and Instagram memes and quotes. Open-mindedness is advised.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, and welcome to another edition of the Senate Podcast. I'm your host, Neil. I am waiting for my brother from another mother, Derek. We having just trying to get Derek on the call right now. Once he is here, we will crank out and bad. So, how's everybody doing? I hope everybody is well. In the interim, you are watching the Senate Podcast. Consider subscribing. Give us a like, comment, share, subscribe. Dislike, comment, share, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything coming on the pipeline. And let us build this community. And yeah, Aston is saying what a go on. Everything is all right, my brother. Everything is good. Just here waiting for Derek. And I am not sure why I am not getting Derek. This happens every now and then. For some reason, we can't get one another, but we are here. We are cranking, and we are live. So bear with us, ladies and gentlemen. In the interim, I have a question for you guys. I don't know how many of you all are watching right now. Very little of you are watching, but the question is that boy, there he is. Just need to get your camera sorted out now, and we are here. We are right. We are ready.
Yeah, not sure what's going on, man. Really not sure, but
every now and then the hatters is come and try to dipsy doodle we.
yeah, they're using a different laptop too. The usual laptop, trying to prevent the Lord's work.
Right. Well, you are here. We can hear you. I believe everybody can hear you. Austin is saying he was in a dark hole. I don't know what he's trying to impugn your character like that.
I don't know. I don't understand this.
But
that's Austin for you.
That is Austin. A lot of people, it's funny, right? As somebody watched on Tuesday, somebody watched on Tuesday, and they came and I saw them the next day, and they were like, yo, Austin's going from 1 to 100 real quick. I said, well, to be honest, that's Austin. Guy. Austin does not abide foolishness. He does not. So, as much as, sometimes, and that's another thing too. Some people come in and say, who hurt Austin? Nah, we ain't getting none with that. Who hurt Austin? Because then when we flip the question to women when they're going through their problems and their issues or reacting in negative ways, when we ask who hurt you, it is all you diminishing our pain. You're not letting us speak our truth. So, Austin boy, crank. We already give the advice that we think you should get, but crank. All right, brother. We can't see you. We can't hear you. I don't know if you want to at least start the show as normal, or if you want us to try to fix that issue before we get to cranking, so the people can see your beautiful and handsome visage.
Man, we let me see if we can fix it a little bit first.
All right.
And then we could crank after the fact, you know what I mean? But yeah, I ready to crank as always. Only thing doing the Lord's work, you know what I mean?
Yep. Austin is saying he's saying when women venomous, it ain't nothing like them. But I used to hush my RH, right?
You're supposed to
know.
You're supposed to hush.
But while you get that sorted out there, I want to mention that, I am seeing glimmers of hope in the young men today. So there's a young man that I have had the privilege of working with on this project that has concluded today. It is over. It was a month and it is over. I don't even know if I could speak on it, but I guess I could. No, I guess.
Let's not. Get a little bit first and then see what's going on.
What I could do is I could wear the shirt. I did it and got the t-shirt, which I have on. But
anyhow, all right.
But anyhow, what I would say is that, the younger men out there, and I talking about early 20s, they're built a little different than when we came out. This young man, he's holding his masculine frame. I saw him try to do it today, and he was very successful in doing it. And he has very similar views to us as older men, as men that have been around the block and have been destroyed by the wood chipper, right? So It's good to see him being resolute in himself, being on his purpose, on his grain, and understanding that, you know, it is a fickle thing called love, and this whole romance thing is a bit awkward. So anyhow, my brother, any luck on your end? Well, I'm not seeing you.
Man,
So
it don't seem so. It
uh,
doesn't seem that way, but I here to do Lord's work, and
but I can show you.
that, that,
I can
that
show
is
you
what we shall do.
what I can show you. What I can do for you, now, right? What I'm gonna do is, in the interim, I'm gonna put up a nice picture of your visage.
All right, man.
I can put Derek. I think I had one stored for such an occasion. Let's see here. Let me see if I can find it here real quick. And let me at least in the interim, if they can't see you for no.
But at least they got to hear me though,
Yeah. But that's most important, That is most important.
They got to hear me, man. They got to hear me, even if they can't see me.
Right. So let me get this here. We put this over this little blue thing here. So we got you there. I can see if we could get a nice little black background. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are watching the Senate podcast. Derek, how you doing, my brother? How is everything besides the little issue that you're having? How is life treating you?
I generally can't complain. I try not to complain. Had a good workout, feeling better today. I felt better as the week went on. This cricket thing has been a little rough for me, but feeling as the week wears on. So tomorrow should be a fairly decent workout as well, and I am feeling good about that. How are things on your end, my brother? I see the project is finished.
The project is finished.
It was rest.
It was yeah. I mean, yo, don't get tired when it comes to film, international film. Like talking about movie making film. That is you can't dipsy doodle that. That is something that you either like it or you don't like it, right? And it was a very interesting and rewarding experience. I did enjoy it thoroughly, immensely. I have great memories from it. I also don't have such great memories from it, but with everything there's good and bad and indifferent. I let me see what I can say here. I guess people know. I guess I could talk about it. So Netflix came down here and they have a show called Outer Banks. They were filming season 3 here, and I had the opportunity to work with them. It was nothing major. It wasn't like I was behind the camera doing work or I was in front of the camera doing work, but I was on set. I was part of the crew. And yep, for the last month, them people were doing them thing, and I was on the crew and I was behind the scenes. Got tons of pictures, tons of videos, tons of experiences. Just a very different way of doing things. In terms of how we do things here in film, those people are very professional. It's very regimented, unlike the army, but nonetheless, I have learned from it, and I am raring and ready to go. So that is out of the way, ladies and gentlemen. The question I had to ask you guys is, as you can tell, the last month we've been doing this 9 o'clock thing because I've been on that project, and know that next up Black Panther 3, you're right, Aston. You saw right? Up and on. Well, no, not up and on. We don't say that, right?
we don't say that.
Fiat Lux. But what I will say is that we've been doing the 9 o'clock thing for the last month, and we're just wondering if we can put it to y'all. Don't necessarily mean that we can change anything or not. We were going to go back to 8 o'clock. So we just want to know which time is easier for you guys. If you prefer the 8, you prefer the 9, whatever. Again, we will take it under advisement, but if we decide to come back 8 o'clock next week, just know that that's what it is. But it's always good to engage with people and have to hear your voice to make sure that everything is on board. So let us know, for those of you watching, 8 or 9 o'clock, which y'all prefer. If it makes you all know, never mind. We could always, do our thing. So Derek, I see you sent me a bunch of pictures. While I get this thing going, you can let everybody know about G-Syndicate, the premier acapella group in the Western Hemisphere.
Yeah, man. G-Syndicate. Shout out the guys. Kiamal, Vaden, Mark, Brett, Hugh. Working hard all the time and getting ready, to bring some stuff for you. You can check gsyndicate6.com. Check us out on at G-Syndicate6. Yeah, see, you got somebody saying 9 ain't too bad, yeah. But yeah, G-Syndicate6 at on YouTube, on Facebook, also on Twitter, and G-Syndicate 6 on Instagram. But you got to spell out that 6. So if you can spell, more power to you. You can find us online on all the platforms, Instagram included. You see, we got 2 for 9 so far, but yeah.
Yeah, 9 ain't too bad. 9 safe. Yeah, I mean, just let us know. Again, it can come down to what easier on us in the end, but it is always good to know what the people prefer.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, while I do get this content for you that we'll be showing on screen tonight, and I see there as he sent me some doozies. Oh boy. But as you all know, every Tuesdays and Thursdays, before we have these live stream, Derek usually goes on social media on our Facebook page. You can give us a like and a follow on the Senate Podcast Facebook page. Derek usually goes on there and he usually starts the topic, starts the ball rolling by introducing the topic and letting everybody know what we're going to be talking about. And also to start the discussion, and this is no different, Derek, we are talking about wrongfully accused. What can men do to protect themselves against character assassination by women? Now, I read this here not half an hour ago. I literally rushed home. I got home at about a little after 8, showered, and I was looking at this topic. And I will say this. At first, I was like, woo. But then, you know what? Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you realize, but this is a podcast by men about men's perspective on life in general. I know that some of these topics come and some of y'all come with the whataboutism. Some of y'all said, but some of y'all like to kind of throw water on our flame by trying to make it seem as though these things they don't happen, or they don't happen to the point of it being a problem. And when I saw it, I was like, yo, this one can be rough. But then it was like, yo, there's a space for me. I don't see anything wrong with it. You know what I mean? So yes, Derek, over to you, my brother. We are talking about being wrongfully accused.
Yeah, man, that was a movie that came out back in like the late 90s, starring Leslie Nielsen. And it's a parody of The Fugitive. I was going to go with The Fugitive, but I decided, you know what, that didn't quite hit home what I wanted to get, so we go with the wrongfully accused in this instance, right? It's not a good movie, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'd probably say probably something for the Bad Movie Crew to review.
Mm-hmm.
Check out the Bad Movie Crew, but you know, if you want something to kill a couple minutes and ignorant laugh, that is definitely the movie for that, right? So tonight, folks, let me get into it. Let's get into it. On Tuesday, in the live stream, we spoke about women being able to mete out physical violence on men and cause physical injury. And they don't really have, because the social contract, the social contract kind of dictates that it goes unchecked. Equal rights do not get equal lefts. So, women can, hit men if they feel like, and that's all right. And tonight I wanted to move on and, talk about some of the madness we see dating world. We wanted to talk about a little bit of that. But over the past few days, there's been a lot of talk about the situation surrounding one Chris Brown.
Mm-hmm.
And the evidence he was able to procure in order to defend himself against a charge of sexual assault. So I figured it was only right to continue in this vein of women doing damage to men. But tonight, instead of the physical, we looked at the physical on Tuesday. Tonight, we're going to look at the emotional damage. We're going to look at that. And we're going to look at it from the manipulative side of things. So let me caution the men up front, right? Caution the men up front. And in particular, this may be a bit of a trigger show for some of you, right? So I want to put that out there.
Mm-hmm.
So before we really get into it and start to crank, I'm just keep that in mind that this might be a bit of a trigger show for you. And if at any point you need to look away, feel free to do so. Because, ladies and gentlemen, you see, these things happen very often here in little old Barbados, the People's Republic of Barbados, as I like to call it. And they happen more often than we would like to admit. So I figured, hey, let's get into it, right?
Mm-hmm.
What was the situation? We got an article there, Neil. Let's get into the article from the Shade Room.
You on screen?
All right. Chris Brown shares voice note he allegedly received from the woman accusing him of rape.
Yes, grape.
We can't say that on YouTube. Chris Brown is clapping back after a woman hit him with a $20 million lawsuit.
Oh, God.
$20 million, alleging that he raped her at a party back in 2020. As we previously reported, the woman filed the suit against Chris, claiming he forced himself on her on a yacht in Miami and allegedly forced her to take a Plan B pill. Now, Chris, before you go any further into this, Chris, you and this raw dogging thing, you're going to be a little bit more responsible than that. So you got to get an L for that, Chris. Don't do that. Then, you got money. You will want to keep each other for you. Come on, now.
Yeah.
You got to be better than that.
Come on,
right?
son.
Come on, son. So better than that, Chris. That L is on you, right? But let me go forward. While Chris has been keeping a low profile in regard to the suit, it seems an exclusive report by Radar Online prompted him to speak out on Tuesday. Radar revealed alleged text messages between Chris and the unidentified woman, which show many instances of the two having friendly conversations. Chris even agreed to meet up with her according to some of the alleged text. In one of the screenshots, the woman sent a voice note, which Chris seemingly played on his IG story. Yeah? Prior to sending the voice message, the woman allegedly sent Chris a message saying, "You were honestly the best, I'm going to say, lay I've had. I just want it again. Why are you playing with me? LOL." The woman proceeds to say the following in the voice note. "You're giving me mixed signals. You're like reading my messages and stuff, and you haven't blocked me yet, so I'm guessing you don't hate me. I just want to see you again. I mean, just answer the phone. You just hung up. Just let me know if you want me to leave you alone. I will, but I really just want to F with you again." Yeah? According to the screenshots acquired by Radar, the voice message was allegedly sent on August 23rd, 2021, nearly 8 months 8 long months after the alleged rape occurred. Along with the video, Chris Brown shared that his legal team will be taking action against the woman in a statement of his own. Good on you, Chris. No more digging me through the mud, he wrote. Clearly you can all see the cap. Jeez on. Now let's see if the media will keep that same energy they had trying to destroy me to run the real story. Me and my team are taking legal action on this situation. Don't play with people's lives like that. Thanks, Team Breezy. But this was the part that really had me intrigued. Because, the juice don't really be in the article. The juice generally in the comment section.
Mm-hmm.
We had people generally supportive of Chris Brown in this particular situation, but there's always a clown.
Always
a clown. And this clown said, how do people know that was the actual person? To pay any woman to say that, and excuse me, we're in and I assume an age of anything can be enhanced to look like something else.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on. Get my Mariko love. So yeah. So what's the situation, right? Back in 2020, Chris Brown was accused of sexually assaulting an anonymous female.
Mm-hmm.
And we know how it goes when a man is accused of these kinds of things, right, Neil?
Mm-hmm.
Chris Brown was called everything but a child of God in the media and in the court of public opinion, and everybody had a field day. The challenge here, though, is the old people used to say, when a dog likes to suck eggs, every egg that gets up is the dog. And Chris Brown is indeed a dog that is eggs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately for Chris Sports, he had this situation with Rihanna. You know, we know how that ended, how that went down.
Mm-hmm.
Every bitch, you know how that story went down, right? And then after that, he had a few other situations which became, you know, public knowledge. Now, we often hear the term usual suspects, right? Should we reference that term right to last week? Yeah, last week or Tuesday, 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Or we also hear the term a person is known to the courts.
Mm-hmm.
But does that mean that said person is automatically guilty of that of which he or she is accused? And I'm going to say he for this instance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Generally, for men, folks, we tend to be guilty until proven innocent, as opposed to the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
When we look at the Me Too movement and cancel culture, invariably, men seem to be hit hardest. I'm going to say hit hardest and not hit exclusively, you know, because words matter and you don't want to say that all.
Mm-hmm.
So not all, but enough that you can say all, right? Even though it seems as if, you know, we're the only people that suffer, I'm not going to say only men. So, fortunately for Chris Brown, right, he was able to produce the receipts. He produced the voice notes and the requisite screenshots, which were able to show that the young lady in question, anonymous young lady, and I'm pretty sure she's going to remain anonymous. Not sure how I feel about that, but that's another story for another time.
Mm-hmm.
The young lady in question, who is accusing him of sexually assaulting her, was in fact reaching out to organize another sexual encounter with him, the alleged perpetrator of said assault, after the date of said assault.
Mm-hmm.
So we're saying, ladies and gents in the Senate tonight, that this lady was so traumatized that she thought it best to reach out to Mr. Brown for yet another sexual encounter, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Chris had the receipts, right? He had the voice notes, he had screenshots. Conversely, the anonymous young lady in question didn't have to produce one iota of proof in order to be taken at her word and consequently sully, and in this case further sully, a man's reputation. And we've seen this in other places too. Sure. Bill Cosby, anybody? This is a major challenge with the Me Too movement. The presumption of innocence is removed and guilt is assumed off the bat. Right? Unfortunately, those things to a man's reputation and the emotional scars cannot be removed. And this doesn't only happen in sexual relationships, folks, between men and women. And this is going to be a real trigger, right? Let's have a watch of a couple videos from Ian Van Zant's Fix My Life show. I'm not going to give you any prelude to the videos you're going to watch.
Ooh.
But I will warn you, it is going to trigger some of you, right? We are watching the Senate podcast here on YouTube. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I apologize one more time for my camera, you know, technology and all that in this struggle streaming life. Shout out, she do Jackson, right? So let me get a swing at this, right? This is Jan Levanza's Fix My Life.
Brace yourselves.
So take me to the day when you find out that you've been accused of sexually molesting your daughters.
So I go answer the phone. It's Yvonne in a fit. What did you do to my daughter? So I was like, what's wrong with Whitney? And she, you done did some blood in her drawers and this and that. So I hop in the truck, go over there. I just grabbed Whitney. I said, Whitney, has anybody touched you in your private place? No, Daddy. I said, well, okay, what we gonna do, we gonna go over here to the hospital and let them check you out. You ain't taking my child nowhere. I had to fight my way out of there. I'm heading to the hospital. I get maybe a mile, and here come the police. It's around my truck. So they come to the door, because I need to get my daughter to the hospital. Oh no, Mr. Hughes, we got a report that you done kidnapped her. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Get a tissue, mister. Come here. Come on. Let's sit through it. Just turn your back. Sit through it. Because you went through it
You
one
can't
time
even
by
recount
yourself.
this here so without
We're
breaking
gonna
down.
work it all the way through. Yeah. Tell me what that is. What is that? Is that anger,
next one, you?
sadness? What is it?
You want the
just
next one?
saw
You want the next one?
Yeah.
I just running behind.
Yeah, no, we still on this one.
Okay.
Right. That one just ended, and then I put up the other one now. All right, this one get a little more rough, ladies and gentlemen.
We're gonna tell the truth. Mr. Monzel, in your lie detector test, you were asked, did you have any sexual contact with any of your 3 daughters? You said no, and the lie detector said there was no deception.
Yes, thank God.
How does that feel for you? And that your daughters know it.
Well, I felt they always did know it.
You felt they always did know it.
Mm-hmm.
And didn't speak it because?
They didn't know no better. They wasn't told no different.
Miss Yvonne took a lie detector test and said, did you make up or exaggerate any stories with the intention to harm Monzel? She responded no, and the answer was deceptive. Then he asked you, did you say something to the effect of, I'm gonna make sure you're never happy again? She responded no.
Hit the like
answer
button on
was
the way
deceptive.
in, folks.
So, Miss Yvonne has acknowledged that her story about you touching your children in a sexual way was not true. So, Miss Yvonne, is there anything that you wanted to say to Mr. Monzel?
Why didn't you fight for him harder if you knew you didn't do it?
And what is it that he could have said that would have made you not believe the lie you were telling? Miss Yvonne, you told the lie. It was a lie, and you told it. And you gotta own it.
I'm sorry. I need you to say that you did not rape your girls. I need to hear it come out your mouth the way I've always heard it, Ma.
I apologize for accusing you of raping them. Please forgive me.
You don't have to forgive her. You don't have to.
I cannot accept your apology because it's not sincere. Deep down, I know that you didn't believe that. You knew I had no sexual desires for my children. For 25 years, this thing has broken me. You don't know. It has affected my life in ways I can't even count. The things that you did. This is not no game. This is these children's lives. And it's just a demon in you that you need to deal with.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the Senate podcast. Right now we are at 15 people watching. We need some more likes there. And you know, share the content. Let us get some more people in there. You could share. Sorry, you could like, you could dislike, but share. That's the most important thing. Ooh, Derek Marshall. Derek Gordon Marshall.
Yeah, you know how it did. You know how it did.
Mm.
So, folks, we just saw a man have his life, reputation, and everything, and more importantly, his relationship with his daughters destroyed by their mother. I must say, though, it was good to see the daughters stand up for their father, say, "Hey, you know, you're gonna need to apologize. You can go be accountable." You know, that accountability thing. You gotta be accountable for that, right? Guys, she reported him for kidnapping. And great. The police ran down my man's vehicle like he was OJ in the Bronco. You know what I mean? And even to recount the story, my mom was breaking down in tears and stuff like that.
Trembling. My was trembling, B. My was trembling.
Understandably so. Understandably so.
Yes, sir.
And then by the end, he couldn't even accept the mother's apology. And he's right, because I saw a couple of people saying it in the chat. She doesn't even come over as if she's sorry, right?
But the thing about it is, Derek, sorry to cross you, but I watched that entire episode with him, and it went on to say that he had issues, like he lost his job, he had to move out of the state. He couldn't find, obviously, he had to now register as an offender. Like this man's whole reputation, livelihood, everything, it followed him wherever he went. And then, of course, the daughter that was sticking up for him, she later on said that she knew, because she was the eldest of them. Obviously, that was 25 years ago, so she would have probably been like 10 or so, like 10 or 12 or something like that. And she knew a bit better than the younger daughters, and she was like, "I know it didn't happen, but you know, you're a little child, so." She was literally saying, "I didn't do it," but then the mother was dismissing it, saying, "Oh, you don't know no better, you know, you probably shut it down, or probably your father threatened you or whatever." Like, you see, there's a lot more to what happened there, and you know, you go ahead, brother. You go ahead.
Yeah. So let's look at the mother's response. Her first response was she wanted to know why he didn't fight for them if he knew what he was accused of was not true.
Fight and do what? Fight and say what?
Unmitigated temerity. So you have a man, much like Chris Brown, accused of a sexual crime that he did not commit. And this is even worse because he's accused of assaulting his own daughters, his own flesh and blood. But what can men do about these kinds of situations? The reality is, you don't have many options available unless you plan to walk around with a body cam and record every single interaction you have. We will not be able to have evidentiary proof of how situations play out at all times. It's just not feasible. It will be your word against hers. And we all know how the judicial system favors men, just loves them, you know, that patriarchy and all that. Chris Brown, we had receipts. This gentleman, this father, he had none. The reality is women know. They know. They have the courts of public opinion and the courts of law on their sides. So they have latitude to get away with murder. Many times men lose their money through loss of employment and child support for children that aren't theirs, their life through incarceration and disruption, because sometimes you got to move, as my guy had to move, leave the state and all that, and reputation through defamation and slander and being registered as an offender in some cases for things that they didn't do. And then when the truth comes out, it's a case of, oh, sorry, my bad. And everybody moves along merrily. No consequences, no repercussions for the women who destroyed those men. So let's take a look at Alice Sebold, whatever that pronunciation is. She is the author of The Lovely Bones. And this is an article from last November, December, from the BBC. right? Let me know when you're ready, my brother.
You're on screen already, brother.
Yeah, Alice Sebold apologizes to man cleared of her rape. American author Alice Sebold has apologized for her part in the wrongful conviction of a man who was cleared last week of raping her in 1981. In her memoir, Lucky, she described being raped and later telling police she had seen a black man in the street who she believed was her attacker. Anthony Broadwater was arrested and convicted, spending 16 years in prison. 16 years in prison. Oh my God! A statement from Mr. Broadwater released via his lawyer said he was relieved that she has apologized. In her apology statement, she said, "I'm sorry most of all for the fact that the life you could have led, was unjustly robbed from you. Well, you played a massive part in taking that life from that man. But I digress. And I know that no apology can change what happened to you and never will." Lucky sold more than 1 million copies and launched Miss Sebold's career as an author. She went on to write the novel The Lovely Bones, which was turned into an Oscar-nominated film by Peter Jackson. Okay, Miss Sebold, since you know that no apology can change whatever happened, how about kicking out some of this money here from Lucky and The Lovely Bones? Yeah? I mean, it can change the fact that, it was 16 years that he made my loss, but certainly would be a good start. Call it a good fifth gesture. Kick out a couple million, you know what I mean? Anyhow, Lucky's publisher announced on Tuesday that it would stop distributing the memoir while working with Miss Sebold to consider how the work might be revised. That's some shit. The book detailed how Miss Sebold was attacked when she was an 18-year-old student at Syracuse University in New York. Months later, she reported seeing a black man in the street who she thought was her attacker and alerted police. An officer then detained Mr. Broadwater, who had reportedly been in the area at the time. So it's like, hey, let me just take any random black man. After all, we all look alike, right? Neil and I are actually a twin. Who would have known?
Fast.
After his arrest, Mr. Sebold failed to pick him out in a police lineup, selecting another man. But Mr. Broadwater was tried anyway, and Mr. Sebold identified him as her attacker in court. He was convicted based on her account and microscopic hair analysis. So, yeah, she did it. She had a lineup. She could not pick him out from the police lineup. I actually know some fellas that's volunteered to go and do a police lineup, right? Like the police will pass through the block. Yeah, anybody want to come and I say, yeah, man, I go along. You know what I mean? You ain't fine to go along, man. I, for one, could not do that because I'm paranoid of stuff like this. She did not identify him. She chose somebody else. That other man walk and go along. Mr. Broadwater loses 16 years of his life. Anyhow, after he was released from prison in 1998, Mr. Broadwater remained on the sex offenders register. Same thing we talked about with the other guy, right? He was exonerated on 22nd November after a re-examination of the case found he had been convicted on insufficient and now discredited forms of evidence. His wrongful conviction came to light after an executive producer working on a film adaptation of Lucky raised questions over the case and later hired a private investigator. Now, would you imagine the man that making the film tell yourself, but this here adding up, this don't make sense. You know what? Let me look into this a little deeper. The man that is making the film, the man that is going to stand to profit from this film says, you know what? Because I don't just want to be putting out any arbitrary thing, let me just make sure that the facts of this here check out. And suddenly the executive producer becomes detective, hires an actual detective, and comes to the bottom of this thing. Now imagine if Miss Sebold was just a struggling author whose memoir was not going to film. Mr. Broadwater probably be in prison or no. because it was she was never going to say, but yeah, it didn't happen. It wasn't he. Anyhow, certain things leapt out at me as being unusual in the American criminal justice system, specifically the lineup procedure where Alice picked the wrong person as her assailant, but they tried him anyway. Duh, that's exactly what I'm saying. Anyhow, he said he discussed his concerns with other members of the production team, but was assured that the book had been vetted and reviewed by lawyers. In June, I was separated from the picture, and about a week later or so, I contacted the private investigator, he said. Mr. Muscianti then said he hired the investigator on a Wednesday, and by the Friday, both men were convinced there had been a miscarriage of justice. 2 freaking days.
2 days, bruh.
2 days work. Yeah, anyhow, he described it as a terrific tragedy, not only in terms of the unfortunate assault of Alice, but also the sort of metaphoric assault of Anthony Broadwater, who spent 16 years in prison and 23 years after that as a registered sex offender. Mr. Muscianti said it was impossible for him to lay any blame at the 18-year-old Alice Sebold for the wrongful conviction. Come on now, don't dipsy doodle. I read Alice's apology, and Anthony was very gracious in accepting that apology, and I really applaud him for that. That's the kind of person he is. But he should also be a rich person at this point in time, but that's just my view. Anyhow, upon hearing the news that he had been cleared of the crime, Mr. Broadwater is now 61.
61.
Pensioner, almost.
Mm-hmm.
Life done, right?
Mm-hmm.
Told Associated Press news agency that he was crying tears of joy and relief. Ms. Sebold said in her statement that she had spent the last 8 days trying to comprehend how this could have happened. Well, it could have happened because you identified a man that didn't do something to you in court. That's how it happened. Kind of own up to that accountability shit that we like to talk about on this channel. That's why people don't like this channel, you know, Neil. That accountability thing. I will also grapple with the fact that my rapist will, in all likelihood, never be known. May have gone on to rape other women, and certainly will never serve the time in prison that Mr. Broadwater did, she added. Well, so here tonight is a trigger show, right, folks? So, good old Alice. Then a man up the road. No qualms. Got rich as a result of it. Study that, right? She got rich as a result of it. Alice living her on the hog, right? When man come out of prison, 61 years old, and Lord knows how you can put your life back together. And does anybody know, anybody want to hazard a guess as to what happens to sex offenders in prison?
Well,
anybody know? Anybody want to take a swing at it?
They get gripped of their own.
There you have it, right? Now, folks, these things happen right here in Ben. And we first need to acknowledge that they do. And then hold the women that do them accountable. And we also need to push for punishment to be handed down through the legal system in order to deter women from using these tactics to hurt men, because that's all is really at the root. An effort to inflict as much pain and damage as possible while keeping your hands clean. Because, shoot, even our friend Alice Sebold just now, she thinks that her hands are clean. It's not her fault that Mr. Broadwater did 16 years and is a registered sex offender for 23 years. It's not her fault, right? The lady in Chris Brown's case remains anonymous. Yeah? He was dealing with all the flack. He was dealing with all the pushback. He was the person dealing with all the media. Because obviously, because of who he is, right? He was the person having to deal with all that and try to salvage the wreckage of his reputation. Yeah? And the media rejoice in that. Shoot, a lot of women rejoice in that. It's sure a lot of bitches say, well, you know what you do with Rihanna? You have to do this here too. And send you a graphic there, then you could get up and screen what they talk. It's fantastic, right? From our girl celebrity.
You on screen? Oh no.
Yeah.
Hold on. You on screen now? Yeah.
Yeah, our girl celebrity. She says when a famous man is accused of a sexual assault, and the top shows all the news outlets carrying it. When the man is proven to be innocent, nobody carries that story.
Nothing.
Yeah. And in the immortal words of LeBron, keep the same energy.
Keep that same energy.
Keep that same energy. When you go and you broadcast it, that this man has done X, Y, Z, come back and apologize with the same energy. Don't just say, well, my bad, and keep it trucking. Nah. The moment that women face real jail time and consequences, such as exorbitant fines, because shoot, we ain't gonna put Alice in the prison. Let Alice pass some money to my man, Mr. Broadwater. Yeah? All that money you make from the film, shoot, based on my man. He's the star. Pass it to
Yeah, they might get a piece of the profits.
Yeah. The moment women have to face real consequences for these kinds of things is the moment that we will see a reduction in the number of these kinds of situations. We always talk about the pain that men inflict on women. Shoot, all men are dangerous, right? But we never think about the emotional damage that women can inflict on men. And the collateral damage that are the children caught in the middle. Shoot, Mr. Broadwater may have some children. Them got to deal with the fact that their father is a registered sex offender. Those three beautiful black women, and they're beautiful black women, let me tell you, they don't eat on a little show. They had to deal with the fact that their father was a registered sex offender.
Yep. Gotta go to school with
they
that.
Had to go to school and live with that. Yeah. In the news, can't hide from it. Reputation destroyed. And then he had to leave. So now the family broken up. For his wife, partner, whoever she was, to come and sit down across from him and say, well, why you didn't fight harder? Excuse me, heifer? Now I know women gonna come in the chat with all the waterboardism, right? But you know, this and that. And Alice was only 18 when it happened, and she was probably scared, and you know, she didn't know what she was doing, and she was frightened, so she wasn't scared. Then she went in to identify the police lineup and said it wasn't him. She wasn't scared then. She certainly wasn't scared when she was putting down her John Hancock to receive the proceeds of the memoir about the man whom she had sent up the river. Right? So, ladies, before you come with the waterboatism and all the equivocation and all that, I ask you to stop and imagine your son. Your son that you pushed out. Yeah, you walked with for 9 months, you push you out. You raised this man, young, upstanding young man in society, respectable man in community, as my man Pastor Short will tell you. He life on track, he heading somewhere. And I want you to imagine this son that you have raised, you've devoted all your time, energy, money, effort to over the span of how many other years, 2 decades plus. I don't want you to imagine that son in Chris Brown, that father that we had, or Mr. Broadwater's position. Would any of the equivocations, excuses, or flimsy reasons be good enough for you not to seek out justice for your son on your sister? Because I know we're talking about sister code, right? Would any of those reasons equivocations, dipsy doodles, excuses be good enough for you not to seek justice for your son. Emotional wounds sometimes never heal. Over to you, my brother.
Ooh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, you are watching the Senate podcast. Consider giving us a subscription by the end of the program. For sure, give us a like, give us a follow, not a follow, but you know, like, comment, share, subscribe. Dislike, comment, share, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. So much here to unpack. No, let's start from the back and come forward. As a matter of fact, I can start from the back, right? First things first, before I do that, let me check the likes. Yeah, we need some more likes, people. We're less than half of the amount of people watching in terms of likes. So let me get that up. That would be amazing. But, or dislike, you know, we just want the engagement. No, you were saying somebody said that they're not blaming the woman that accused the man wrongfully of the sexual assault. And I know a lot of people watching, particularly women and advocates and defenders of women and their rights and everything like that, but come and say that, you know, she was scared. You don't know what it's like to be in her shoes. Shoot, we saw something they put in a group chat where a woman was trying to explain that you don't know what it's like to be a woman and how every day you're in danger and you are always at the threat of, sexual harassment and all of the other ills that happens with that. I get it. We get it. We do not know what it is like to be faced with sexual assault. We don't know. We don't know what it's like to be raped. We don't know what it's like to be in a position where a person literally takes your dignity, takes your peace, your sanity, takes everything from you in a violent, unsolicited, disgusting act. Right? We cannot empathize, we can't sympathize, we just cannot relate. What we can say though, that while we as men cannot understand that, we as people can understand what it's like to lose freedom for something you did not do.
Mm-hmm.
I do not like being restricted. I wouldn't say I'm claustrophobic, but I don't like being in spaces I can't get out of. I don't like cruises. The reason why I don't like cruises is because I like to be in a position where when I want to get up and leave, I have the freedom to get up and leave. On a cruise, you cannot leave. You are at the mercy of whatever, whomever, if ever, whatever on that boat for however long that person want to carry you out. Yeah, you're paying money to go on the cruise, but that's why I avoid them, because I don't like that. I do not like, and I remember when we were doing Common Entrance, and there was this rumor going around that at Lodge, you know, they used to put first formers in coffins and, you know, all sorts of foolishness. I didn't want to go to Lodge only because of that. Right? They had a very good academic history. It's a storied school, right? It was Harrison College, Queens College, Combermere, Lodge. Those were some of the older schools that, you know, had the education and the academia on lock, the sports on lock, the political, you know, societal path met it out. But I didn't want to go to Lodge because I didn't want to be in a coffin. Why? Because I do not want my freedom to be taken, not even for 5 seconds. Right? And one can say that rape, sexual assault, is the same thing as losing your freedom. Because essentially, you know, you're terrified of every corner, every look, every conversation. You are afraid of social interaction because you simply do not know whom to trust. But 2 wrongs don't make a right. And because something has happened terribly to you does not mean that anybody could pay. Right? Sure, there's this old adage that all black people look alike, and sure, he may fit the description. It may be a case where you were in fear and you just wanted it to be at an end and to have your peace and to reclaim your peace. But did you stop and take a moment to think of the consequences of your actions. Like, I understand. I may not be able to relate, but I can understand being in that moment where you have a lineup of people in front of you. You have a man that looks 20%, 50%, 100% like the perpetrator of that heinous crime. And you say, you know what? I want to be able to sleep at night. I want to reclaim my life. I want to reclaim my peace. Let me be at an end and choose this man and let him go along with business, because you didn't do it maliciously. I don't think you put away any wrong man maliciously or anything. That you acted out of fear, and that's fine, because what happened to you, that is an honest, genuine reaction to something like that. However, the point here is not should she be held responsible for him doing the time and do time herself. No, that's not what we're saying. We're not saying that the law court should make it mandatory that she in that situation, or woman in that situation, should face some semblance of, you know, legal repercussion against you. No, we're not saying that. However, when you think about it, she went on from that incident of putting that man behind prison, whom she felt did this thing to her. She went on to make a lot of money, a lot of success. This other man had nothing. He too now was reliving what happened to you every night for the last 16 years. And he didn't do it. Because while I do not know what it's like to be sexually assaulted. I can't relate. I cannot sympathize, empathize. However, going to sleep in a prison where the prison population knows what you did or you are accused of doing, and they come in whenever they feel like and taking whatever they feel like from you, or threatening your person on a daily basis because of what you have done, I don't know what that's like. We've watched prison movies, we've heard these stories. I can't relate. I do not know what it'd be. I literally do not know if I am man enough to say I would have self-delete if I was in that situation where I am in prison for a crime I did not commit, and I am almost hourly in a day for 16 years being under constant threat. It is like he relived her experience over and over and over for 16 years. And on top of that, losing his freedom, because he ain't like he could get up and left. Now, if he had done it, sure. Well, if you do the crime, you do the time. Yeah. You know, if the man decide to deal with you every Tuesday at 9 high noon, you got to deal with that because you went about doing a heinous act. However, this man did not. You went on to get great success, and this man ended up being scared for his life on a regular basis over 16 years. And then on top of that, when he came out and now having to readjust to life on the outside, he now is an offender where he go for a job. Not only is he a felon, but he's a registered one. So no, he can't vote. He cannot have a normal life. But you make money, so with it, I ain't saying you gotta split the money 50-50. I ain't saying, but Kadir. Like, to me, an apology ain't cut it for me. I personally could not accuse someone of something. Shoot, as a person that when I say something about somebody and they say that ain't true, and it's proven that they ain't true, I apologize to them in front of whomever I would accuse them right there and then. And if I could, if it is something to the case that happened with this woman and this man, I would pay him money. I would say, yo, here, tune. I might not give you half, but half of some. You know, like you're 61. Shoot. And that's another thing working against him. He's 61. Right? I see Franco telling me jail and cruises are two different things. Neil, you are projecting. Sir, you don't know how you feel about cruises, but that's a different story for a different time. Sure.
Good to see you, Franco.
Yeah, good to see you, man.
Thanks for tuning in, man.
I agree. Give you
a like and a subscribe.
Yeah, man. But anyhow, that's not the topic about that particular case. We can look at the Chris Brown situation. I'm really glad that I hope it works in his situation that he brought out the receipts and he can somehow clear his name of that, because he has been through it when it comes to relationships and stuff. Some stuff he did and some stuff he did not do. Some stuff were based on provocation. But here's the thing though, because one of the examples Derek did not mention, which we mention often, is the situation, the incident, the example of Johnny Depp. Now, Johnny Depp, we all know. Whether you know him from 21 Jump Street, showing my age, or you know him from Pirates of the Caribbean, Secret Window, this yeah, what was the Seventh Circle? What is yeah, From Hell. Johnny Depp is a big one, right? But Johnny Depp has been canceled. Now, Johnny Depp was with his wife Amber Heard. Now, Amber Heard, whom is part of the DCEU, and she is, I think, Mira in Aquaman, right?
Yeah.
She is the female love interest of Aquaman in the DC cinematic universe. Now, well, the DC extent, anyway, whatever. The point is that Amber Heard accused Johnny Depp of physical abuse, and she had pictures. She took him to court, and Johnny Depp lost everything. Johnny Depp no longer has a career. Disney fired him, which they tend to do once any bad press comes for any of their actors, they fire them. And Johnny Depp was able to prove, he recorded conversations where she admittedly point blank, well, I do this because you wouldn't give me the response I wanted, and I accusing you of this because you don't listen to me and you don't behave. And, you know, when in fact it came to light, she was actually beating him.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny Depp never raised a hand to this woman. It was the reverse. But Disney didn't want to hear it. None of these big Hollywood movies wanted to hear it. As far as they're concerned, Johnny Depp is tainted. Let me get rid of he and be done with it. Amber Heard, however, she is slated to do Aquaman 2. She was in, I think, Zack Snyder's Justice League. She is living high on the hog, and her career has not even been affected. Right? Then there's the situation where you mentioned about the video with that man, Monzel, right? I when I watched that, I literally had to take the afternoon to just reflect on life, because I cannot imagine. I have a son, right? One child. And I cannot imagine being a father of a child or children, of being accused of something as heinous as that. Because in your mind as a father, it is so outlandish. If you're a father like myself, and as I can speak for Derek, if you're a father like us, and you love your children unconditionally, and you love them as children, you love these children and would do anything to see these children be the best they can possibly be, even if it means shielding them from certain things. I cannot imagine being accused of doing that to my child, and there is no repercussion to it. They're in a video, they're in a piece of evidence. The witnesses are too young to testify or even understand what's going on. The person that really can speak and help you is the person perpetuating this lie. And you not only have to live with the stigma, you lose your freedom, you lose the ability to work in the fields that are given. You know, got to be registered in the system as such. You have to live not only as the stigma as an offender, but of your children. But then no, your children don't want to see you on paper. Or they can't see you on paper simply because of the optics of the whole thing.
Yep.
So now you as a man, you have had your entire family ripped from you, your entire freedom ripped from you, your entire livelihood ripped from you, and you literally got to start from literally scratch, like literal the beginning. And you still, it's like you gotta start over, but you gotta start over with 2 weights on your back and an anchor. And the most you could come and tell me is why you didn't fight. The first thing, I mean, Hollywood is Hollywood now. That could have been edited. But the point that it came from her mouth at any point in that interview, the point that it came from her mouth at some point that it made it to the final edit, why you didn't fight to prove that you didn't do these things. Well, miss, I don't wish ill on people. I of the two of us, I would say I'm the softer heart. I don't wish ill on people. I like to see redeeming qualities in people. But you, my lady, I believe God don't sleep and God can deal with you. Because I don't know what you expect the man to do. What fighting he could do. You're talking 25 years ago. So 25 years ago can put us, even if we're talking about, because it didn't come out this year, but let's say it came out this year. We're talking 97. Yeah. 97 when the internet was now coming out, where cell phones were not a thing that you could record anything. Tape recorders back then were big enough to be this to be seen and discovered. Video recorders were big enough that they would be discovered. So there's no way that he could have done anything to prove that he was innocent. And you can ask why he didn't fight. You set it up that he couldn't fight. You made it doubly sure that he couldn't fight.
Because she cut off the fact that she didn't want him to get to the hospital with the child, where a physical examination would have shown that there was no
abuse.
There was no abuse going on, right? She cut that off. When he said he had a fight to get into the house with his daughter. What did she do? She called the police.
I say he was kidnapped.
I say he was kidnapping his own child, right?
So
that is crazy.
So you are a different type of person. I commend Moselle then when I watched it, and I commend him now that I've rewatched it, because Moselle.
No, she is, dude.
Wicked as.
And them is mild words. But why? Because for me, if I were a Moselle, I would really I'd be doing some jail time today if I was Moselle. If I was sitting down across from her and she said it and gave me that
normal,
and gave me that what's the word?
When you fight.
Not only that,
but attitude, apathetic.
Apathetic is the word I want. That apology that was, well, I'm sorry. I mean, I in front of the cameras and I got celebrity. I gonna apologize because it'll look bad if I don't apologize to people on TV. But if the cameras weren't there, if the woman wasn't there, that the host is sure, if she wasn't there, when I really feel she'd be apologizing, she'd be like, well, God bless you, should have figured it out. I ain't know what to tell you. You should have figured it out. She like he said, she has demon in her. She is a demon. She ain't got demon in her. She is a demon. And it hurt me that the children, the eldest was about 11 or so, and she stuck up for the father, but obviously she's a child, she's 11. That was quickly suppressed. All the other children was like between the ages of like, I think like 9 and 6 or something like that. So the other two girls can't really speak of anything. They barely know what's going on. Daddy and them, moving parts. So you set up this whole
I'm more likely she said telling the children that Daddy ain't used to, he just left you.
Yeah. Daddy did a very bad thing and he left. Because so I want to say this, right? And I can speak from my own experiences where I was personally threatened by a woman saying, if you do not give me access to you, I will go to the police station and say that you press hands on me. And I never did any such thing to this woman. Not in anger. Obviously, we were lovers. We was boyfriend and girlfriend. So I rest my hand on she in a loving, intimate way. Sexually, But in terms of like violence, I have never perpetuated any violence to any woman ever. Ever. And I was threatened with that. And I think it takes a special breed of individual to threaten, because it's one thing to threaten, but let's take it a few steps back. You have to have a level of hatred in you. You got a level of descent in demonic thinking in you. I would never think to do anything to a stranger, not a stranger, to say what he do saying or she do something they ain't do just so I could get a one-up on them, so I could see their lives ruined. This happens far too much against men. The problem is, we like with statistics there. We's come out here, we's gonna do research. We can't do research on this simply because a lot of these things either cannot be proved or reported, and if they are proven, nothing comes from it. Right? Women, today I was on set, right? And woman was teasing me, and I made a joke. Well, look, like, I think she was, I can't remember what it was like. Well, look, you better be here before you get hit, right? And she said, no. I said, I can't remember what it was, but she ended up saying with cheese on bread, I would let her hear and say that you hit me and beat me by. And I said, oh God, you beat me. And there was a gentleman there, he started to laugh. I didn't find it funny. I was like,
Man, funny about that.
so I was like, oh, that's funny. Because they say you should be less noise out here or something like that. You can take it upon yourself to do. She said, but you know, you're only joking too. I say, yeah, but the mere fact that could come for you as a joke, the mere fact that is a thought process.
Your consciousness.
You know what I mean? No, I am all for humor. I am all for saying things in jest. But you know what? We can't say any and everything that we know as men and call it a joke. Huh? We can't do it. We can't do it. We can't do it. So you know what? We ain't taking it from one another. The question of
you already needed that. I done with that there.
You
There's
did
certain things I just ain't laughing at.
You did say that. No. The question of the night is what we can do to protect ourselves. Gentlemen, simple fact is nothing. Men do not have when we come to conflict, our innate reaction is not to pick up a phone or a recorder and hit and fiddle through apps to record it. When we are faced with a threat, our steps are to calculate what is our role in this confrontation. And once we've decided what to do or not do, we execute, we walk away. I am not saying there are not men out there that don't do terrible things to women. I'm not saying that. Of course, they are not the average man. Women are not raped, and women are not beaten at a rate where it is 1 in every 3 or 1 in every 2. As a matter of fact, we posit here that there are more men being emotionally manipulated and damaged and attacked and psychologically attacked than there are women being raped and molested and beaten. But that's a conversation for a different time, because we don't have numbers for that. That's again, is very subjective, and this is where the problem lies, and this is where a lot of people like to ruminate and live in situations where there are no data and there can never be any data. Right? The data to compile for this is always going to be very subjective and very vague. Right? And I think that both parties know this, and both parties operate as a men is leave it and women is say, well, that's why all men is. Right? Men walk away. Men know full well that we are bigger and stronger, especially once you get more and more into certain smaller percentile of men physically. And we know that we can't win. I've said it in this space. There has echoed these statements as well. If you are faced with a situation with a woman where it's confrontational, walk away. Walk away. It can be sucky. You might gotta leave your house. It'll be your belongings. Walk away. Because when you take action and you put hands on that woman, whether she initiated it or not, you can get the same reaction. You can get the same justice meted out to you. So in my opinion, what can we do? We can do nothing. We can do this though. We can be more discerning in the partners we choose. We cannot stand for the BS. We can simply not tolerate it and walk away. I literally told 2 young women today, I don't approach women. If one of women want me, one is control access to intimacy and sex, one want me, come for me. But I know what it is at all. But I probably approached one woman in my life, and that was off of peer pressure, and it did not end well. Not for me. I ain't approaching no woman. Some people call it tall person privilege, red man privilege, brown man privilege, whatever, curly hair privilege, whatever you want to call it. The point is, be on your purpose, be on your grind, be the best version of you for you. Take care of your body, mind, and spirit as a man. It's for women too, but it's a show for men, so I address any man. Take care of yourself, body, mind, and spirit. Be on your purpose, be on your grind. If a woman comes in your orbit, be very discerning on what is her role in your life. We talk about satellites on Tuesday. Don't let this be a comet coming to destroy the dinosaurs. Let us be one that can come and give the ebb and flow of the tides. You know what I mean? And be pretty in the night when it's full. Be very cognizant with whom you let in your orbit. And even if you let somebody in your orbit, because let's be honest, we could glean as much as we can from people, but sometimes some people just get through the cracks. Do not let aberrant behavior become the norm in your relationship, and do not reward aberrant behavior. If a woman come around you and you seeing certain traits and certain behaviors or certain things that you know full well that this is a red flag, but it's no, well, right now it's a pink flag, but this could full turn high beam red if we don't left it unchecked. Do not leave it unchecked. Because when you allow familiarity to come about in your relationship, what is going to end up happening is women can think that it could take a 6 for 9. And what's going to end up happening is situations like what we were seeing here that we were talking about tonight. We have to move with intent, man. We have to move with some type of integrity and intent in our lives. And so it starts from the ground up. It doesn't start with a woman at all. It starts with you. Fortify yourself mentally against a fat ass and big breasts. Because we men are visual men. We look at a woman, we say, yo, a woman look good, yeah? Let me try and go and holler. Don't holler at no woman. Just holler at. What is holler at? Is holler at dogs that misbehave. Is holler at. Don't holler at nobody. Don't chase nobody. Don't pursue nobody. Pursue your goals and your dreams. And if a woman comes in your orbit, deal with that. Deal with the woman, deal with the situation, deal with that. But do not let anybody get you off your square to the point where that the woman could come and tell you, if you give a woman power enough that she could come and say, well, shoot, this man rests hands on me, and you shoot, you wasn't even in the parish on the night that she alleged that you put hands on her. That's a problem. So always think with intention. And I know it's hard because we men like the conky, you know, we men like the got 3000 with Sirius Radio and you know, the reverse mirror, the reverse camera and Wi-Fi in the car. We like it. We like that got that, you know, that got Siri. We like that. But we still have to look past that, because temporary moments of pleasure can mean a lifetime of pain and suffering. We men got to understand that. We got to understand that women cannot be women are not likely to put hands on us, but they're more likely to, in simple small ways, erode our emotional peace and security. Something as simple as you preparing a meal. What the hell is that you making? Well, what you all this fancy thing you making in here? You're always doing a lot of foolishness in the kitchen, and you just literally spend the last hour cooking with your heart, your mind, and your soul. And this woman coming and belittle it. Instead of she saying, because one or two things could be happening. One, you putting in a lot of effort for a meal, a simple meal, just to show that you love and care for your family. And it is a good meal. It's just like fancy. Or you can't cook. Either way, she should say, well, babe, this was a valiant effort. I appreciate your effort. Let us see how we can improve this. But the belittling of men stops at the Senate podcast. We are not taking that, nor are we taking any bad up from women when it comes to the accusation of things that are not true. If a man puts hands on you, if a man sexually assaults you, by all means, go full tilt. Cancel him, carry him to the cleaners, take him to the court. He should get locked up under the jail. But if you know full well that a man has not done anything to you and you're just looking to get back at him, you can't, like a done in, a done for you, or you know, shoot. And let's be honest, right? Because the part of the conversation I had today was we were talking about infidelity, and you know, when a man just do this and that next, so anything that a woman do in response to that is justified and merited.
And that's the problem. That's the problem there. Right? There will always be justification. There will always be excuses. There will always be equivocation. There will always be a reason why, well, yeah, he do so and so. Shoot, let me go all the way back. The serpent made me do it.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go all the way back. So that's the challenge that we have, because there's always going to be, and here's the thing, it's not only women too, you know. There are a lot of men who will look and say, well, yeah, you know, We see it daily, Neil. We see it daily.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we see it on Facebook circulating. I saw my guy Fergie, big up Fergie, man. I see
Yes.
Fergie in the
Yep.
on Facebook doing the Lord's work, fighting all somebody. They don't want to use that word, but fighting a good fight. Let me put it that way. My best way to put it. So shout out Fergie folks. Fighting a good fight in the Facebook streets, trying to get to the bottom of some of the ignorance that you really see.
Mm-hmm.
But things happen, and people will say it's on demand. You know, you look at the stories we had tonight. Alice says straight up, yeah, you know, it ain't really my fault. It's the system. The system, fam.
The system, fam.
Right? Then we look at the father of those three children, three girls, and the mother's like, but yeah, well, you don't fight through this thing, you know what I mean? Well, you don't make a better effort.
And I think she said that, to kind of get the children on her side, like, why you didn't fight for us, Dad? But I'm glad they recognize that and say, yo, mommy.
The children see the Dipsy Doodle.
Yep. Better than that.
The children see Dipsy Doodle and say, nah, you're gonna come better than that. I ain't gonna work with me. Let me get my man Caswell up in here.
Bring Cassie. We miss you, Caswell.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna work with me.
We miss you from public
children
office.
Drop that straight up.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It ain't gonna work with me. So she had to come fresh.
Yep.
Right? And that's the problem. Because women will defend women, and then we got men that can defend women. Right? And again, we ain't saying don't defend them if, you know, if it's, but at some point we need to call a thing. Call a spade.
But
and let me stop Dixie doodling and trying to find excuses for aberrant shit. Right? Let me dive in the chat a little bit, Neil.
Of course.
See me my asking that you talk saying it's bitter forever. When you find your place empty after a night's sleep, you will be like a tall glass of warm water between.
I love Asta. Asta has a way with words. I love it.
He does. Yeah. See the people checking in. I see Tango Fox singing she would get away scot-free. They generally do. Zero repercussions. Yeah. Devere, my boy George in the host.
Yeah, George.
Well, one thing you said right, it will trigger some. My problem is that the accusers are never punished. And I saw Fergie make reference to that because they don't want the true victims to not come forward. But there's so much outcry in the streets. There's so much, I don't even know is the right word. I don't want to say picketing, but you know, everybody got the pitchforks out for the next perpetrator. You know what I mean? Done with this body, cancel this body, you know, and a lot of things we remove that presumption of innocence. And we go straight to this body guilty, this body's a pariah, get rid of them. And it's really unfair. And then maybe find out that what people are saying is not necessarily true. There's no apology. There's no, well, there is a kind of apology that like, yeah, my bad. And that's that. I'll be on to the next victim. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Marla says, I don't believe he did the right thing in not accepting the apology. That is too decent for her. Yeah, whole life completely destroyed and then in prison. Trash asshole, can you do that to your children as well? Wicked, yeah, you know what wicked it is. Brady Keisha. Yeah. Robbed by me, she should be made to pay 16 years in restitution. I agree. Charity's a little confused. He wants to know why you didn't fight against the lie that she started. You know what I mean? Tango Fox, patriarchy, the only system of oppression where the people who built the system built it to disadvantage themselves. You got to love that. You have to, that deserves some kind of sound effect there, so man. Let me get this.
Oh my God!
Yeah, man, we had to big that up for sure. The only system where the people who built it are comfortable building it for somebody else's benefit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Franco said beat and drunk.
Oh, Frank, is it that for you?
He did beat and drunk. I said that like when that women that get Emmett Till, yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. And it's not something that's no starting, you know what I mean? Been a while.
Sounds like female privilege to me.
Oh, innocence is not sensational, will not sell papers. That's a fact. So then apologies come in, fellas. Right? But your body can. Money can't restore everything, but the amount she should have to pay to him should be a significant sum. I agree. And here's for the reason they want the false accusers so that they don't discourage women from coming forward. The prosecutor has no motivation to charge her. But I think that in men, because I agree we don't want them to start coming forward, but I think, and I would have said it earlier, men need to start initiating because it's defamation. Right? It's defamation. When you come and you drag me through the law courts, right? Chris Brown, for example, you come and you drag me through the wrong law of courts. When it is you want to get with me, and you just essentially you vex because it goes you, right? You vex because it goes you. I don't want to deal with you no more. So you just say, you know what? Let me just bring up this situation. Yeah, I know we're going out money. More lately because he's the person who he is, he can go pay his lawyer fees and hers.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot, she can even turn around and say, well, let me settle the court.
Mm-hmm.
A court hold a couple 100,000. You know what I mean? So men need to be the persons who say, oh, that who you getting done with me? We going court. We going court. This is why you say all the time, fellas, right? If you got something to lose, you can't mix with people who don't got nothing to lose. But you end up just like them with nothing to lose.
Mm-hmm.
We got all shit to do, jobs. The thing is, there's always that crowd that will follow the man, no matter if the woman says nah, wrong man. It's always he had to do something to make she change she mouth or something. Mm-hmm. We are bad either way. Facts, men are always the villain. Aston is severely triggered. Aston is definitely triggered. Honestly, that is the part that hurt me the most. It was so cruel. That one really changed the children's mind. That one said she needs to apologize. Facts. She needed to apologize. But genuinely, man, that apology that she gave that man, and a genuine apology, she could keep that.
Yeah.
That woman had no regret. She deflected the blame big time to the man. Those kids hated their father, so it messed exactly. That's the next thing. The children are the collateral damage. Right? That's not an encouraging word. What he do to she to make she shoot he in the face. Shoot, remember we did a short when they couple weeks ago.
Yep, last week.
Yeah. This man was getting horn.
He getting horn.
Come home and find the woman horn and he.
Tell you when she done. He done.
He decided to laugh. She pull a gun and he blow off his jaw. and tell you that he can't laugh. At least she's gonna do some time for that.
Yeah, she do 14 years or something like
that. I said, we gonna share the podcast with Caswell.
Well, I heard that Caswell has his own platform now, so I mean, I don't know. Caswell, I got. Yeah. But I mean, it would be interesting to hear because Caswell is somebody that, if he would be willing, I would take him on the podcast. He's a very interesting and enigmatic character. So what I would say here is that I had a point I want to make. The point I want to make is that, you know, ladies and gentlemen, let us not fool our foot. If you needed any more proof that this patriarchal system does not exist as the way that you would want to believe, that oppresses women and segregates women from men and all of this other malarkey that you all taught, how do you have a system that can be weaponized against another party? If this party is for men and empowers men and encourages men and is for men, how men don't dipsy-do the system against women? What? I could be wrong. You know what? I could be wrong. Let me know of any situation out there where a man can use a system against a woman to get, whether it be personal gain, monetary. Tell me how a man can use the system to get one up on women. Do you understand that this woman has destroyed her children had to grow up without their father, their masculine and that energy. Girls need a father just as much as boys need a father. They grew up without their father. Just so because this woman did not like the fact that this man, I think he was moving on or seeking a divorce or something like that. A separation or something like that. So because this woman was, as the young people say, in her feelings, she ruined 4 people's lives. It's so funny, right? 5 people involved. She ruined 4 people's lives and none of them were her own.
Yeah.
None.
Not one. She's the only boy who walk out good.
Only person that left unscathed. She get a little embarrassment here some years later here something what's she name, Izala or Ayala or whatever she name on her show. But that's it. That's it. She could still get to she 95. Shoot, she might still get the pension or she ain't retired, but she could still get her 95. That man still know. I don't know what is the situation. I refused to look it up. I said I was gonna look it up to see how Marzel was healing, like the behind the scenes for the daughter and the father, daughters and the father and everything like that. But it was so emotional. Yeah, but I can't think. So please tell me, if we have a system that is so oppressive, men are so heinous, men are so dangerous, men are so vile and vilified, men are so disgusting, that we've created a system to empower and to put men above women. But yet still, you can destroy a man's life. You can remove a man from society. You can have society remove a man from your life simply because you want it to be so. Just tell a few lies, tell 1 or 2 lies, be committed to the lie. And you go on 3 others.
I wrote it.
A man can't even lie and say, shoot, this woman RAP, this woman graped me. This woman put hands on me. Because that don't get text serious. That don't get text serious in these law courts. And it's so...
partner, man, he got he was assaulted only a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And he got to deal with that. And there's still no guarantee that something's gonna come out of it.
She might not do no time nor pay for medical bills, nothing like that.
Yeah, everything on him. Easy buddy, walking boat, bandage up. But he went war. You know what I mean?
Right.
So nothing really happens.
Right. So before again, the purpose of these discussions, the purpose of this podcast is not to say that women are evil and women have all of this evil intent or anything like that. Is to show that whenever y'all want to come and say that men are this, that, the next, the third, and the fourth, and y'all want to cite examples of where we did X and Y and Z and raping and abuse and all of these things, please consider that women are not chaste and pure, as my mother dared to say, white as the driven snow. No. Nobody is without sin. Nobody's hands are clean. So let me stop pointing the finger at men and say, oh, men is the evils. I literally had 2 women stand and tell me that men is do bear jump when a man. Just do bear jump when I can't control themselves. You know what street harassment I just get, and sexual assault is get daily on a daily basis. And that's not to discredit those experiences, because those are experiences that we men, Derek and I have held those men to task in this space. We still want to do not holler at women. Why are you hollering at people for? What are you catcalling people for? What is the success rate of catcalling? Catcalling does nothing at all for anyone in the situation. The woman is not going to suddenly hear, oh, you poom fuck my dear. And the woman will say, oh, my Prince Charming has arrived. I am now yours for now and forever, because you have just told me of the size of my genitals. That don't happen. You don't live happily ever after. Nobody gets up on a wedding stage, a groom and a bride, and the man say, well, it all started back when she'd walking down Swan Street, and they say, yo, my friend, you, so-and-so fat, yeah. Take my number.
It depends. If it's a ghetto, right?
Brother man, I guarantee you, that many numbers is half. So we always tell men, do not holler at women. Don't catcall. Don't call approach. Who does here say more here than me? Do not approach no woman. Don't approach them. When your opportunity comes and it is to be, that can happen. Or if the woman want you bad enough, she can seek you out. But just be patient. But don't be looking in a woman car and saying, my friend, you looking to cook a sexy meal tonight, you want company and all this BS. Stop it. We say that all the time. We do not condone the abuse of women. We're talking to two men that never put hands on a woman ever. So for us to come and tell you, oh, shoot, men should. No, do not touch women. Matter of fact, we say nobody touch the one another. If you angry at somebody, walk away. Man, woman, duck, cat, dog, bird, lion. If you and a person have a confrontation, walk away. If you know, if this person keep talking and pushing my buttons, I am likely to rest hands from them, walk away. This ain't a man-woman thing. And the thing about it is, coming home tonight, I was dropping home a youngster that was on set with me. And the man was relaying a story about when he was younger and, you know, he was dealing with a younger sibling, which happened to be a woman, a girl, and how that relative would do things to him and then he would react by pushing her away. And a female family member would be saying, you know, you should have hit women. You should have hit girls. Mm-hmm. But nobody teaches women not to hit men.
Don't teach them how to treat men.
We are taught as men from the get-go, do not be putting your hands on no woman, which is fair. I'm not saying not to tell men that, but Kadir, how about not manipulating or abusing a man? If we are being taught how to be functioning civil adults, don't you think the other sex should be doing the same thing? So don't let us get into, please get caught up in the bad that's happening in the world. Sorry. Please get caught up in the bad that's happening in the world when it happens to women. Please get caught up. Please get caught up. Of course, our APE is terrible. Of course, abuse is terrible. Of course, these things are terrible things to experience and go through. They're terrible. But one, not all men should be painted by that brush. And two, women ain't a sweet bread out here neither. And they need to be tapping into their community and saying this is junk, we need to stop this, we need to check this or whatever. Because a lot of women know of girlfriends, because they may not do it themselves, but they know of girlfriends that manipulate men's situations or whatever for their own personal gain. I know they're going to come with, not in my friend circle, not the women I know, etc., etc. You may not know or you may know, but I guarantee you, it is more likely for one of your girlfriends to have emotionally manipulated and damaged a man than it is for a man to have male friends that would have put hands on a woman or raped a woman. Derek and myself, we know a lot of men. Obviously, we can't speak with 100% surety, but I can assure you that those men are not any of these terrible men that's be walking about that people seem to think all men are. But I guarantee women is emotional be emotional to men though. So let's call a thing, as Derek says. Let us understand that people ain't shit. I seem like I'm repeating myself, but you know what? I can say it every episode if I need to. People are no good. Communities need to be checked. Men are being held to task. We are held to a standard. We are being checked on a daily basis in mainstream, behind closed doors. We are always held to task. Are women held to task? Are women being taught not to do certain things? Are women being said, all right, I understand you was hurt, but don't paint with a broad brush. Color with a pencil. Because we got a conversation here tonight that Derek and myself, we cannot fully answer. What can men do to protect themselves from character assassination for things they did not do? We ain't got no options. We ain't got no options. We ain't got no options. So, ladies and gentlemen, we got to do better in our communities. Women, I mean we men, we as human beings got to do better. Do not be reactionary because you know a friend of a friend, or even you have had an experience where you feel that all men know they emotionally hurt you or be narcissistic or rest hands on you. You know, when I had a breakup, I had a very bad breakup, Derek, you would know about this. And it took me a long time to not, I went through all the emotions. I was bitter, I was sad, I was angry. I was all sorts of things. Sometimes I thought I was losing my mind. You know, people told me when I started the day after that, the people was telling me, you know, you need to heal. I am not your ex, or she is not your ex. You need to heal. I get told that by a lot of women. I need to heal. And I did my work. I did my homework. The same way that's come at Aston and said, well, who hurt Aston? Right? Instead of saying, well, cha, that man going through something. Let me advise this man on how best to move forward in a way that he is not bitter and angry and carrying that emotional baggage with him. Who hurt you, Aston? Kiki, ha ha. Who hurt you, Neil? Kiki, ha ha. You need to heal, Neil. But when we look at women and we say women need to heal, no. One of men is do bad job. Let me empower the women, the queens. So that's why I say, if you want me, you know how to find me and where to find me. I used to be on every Tuesdays and Thursdays. I used to do content 5 days a week on the Senate podcast. Women, if you want me, you know exactly where to find me. But I ain't approaching one. And I implore men, be on your grind, be on your path. Do what you need to do to improve your career, improve your health, improve your body, mind, and spirit. You ain't got no problem with a woman. I don't care what you look like. I don't care what height you are. If you put in the work, you take care of yourself, you ain't got to worry about women. Because as much as women say they like tall men, and as much as women say they like men that's treating them good, and as much as women say they want men that make a certain amount of money, it don't matter. Women like men that both saying that taking care of themselves, that doing the things to improve themselves in body, mind, and spirit. I had a woman use the equivocation today. You know, she was listing off a man, and then she was saying, I was saying, so all men. She said, no, good man. I said, what's a good man? Everybody knows a good man. Everybody knows a good woman. But yet still, it seems like all the women out there that have been hurt have been with bad men. And the statistics do not lend to those assumptions, do not lead to those conclusions. Every man out there, based on your small sample size of men, you date 10 men, 20 men, 100 men. All black men out there, all men out there, nigga. And I just got to be defending myself because I'm not a bad man. My father was not a bad man. My brother is not a bad man. Derek is not a bad man. Mark is not a bad man. I don't know a bad man. I don't know a bad man. Shoot, I don't know bad women. But yet still,
I know some villains, you know what I mean?
Well,
it doesn't villains.
Well, I know one or two, but you understand my point. The point is, I do not paint all women by the experiences that I have had, and I have had to consciously make that decision not to, because if I did, I'd be all alone by my lonesome self.
You know, women seem to think that they own the exclusive rights to hurt.
Of course,
right? And as such, they're able to react, you know, however they feel like because they've been hurt. Let's just take a look at the spiritual word before we get out of here as we wrap up. Let's see some of the comments and the reactions to Chris Brown. And then we got some toxicity to show you guys.
While I was talking, you saying a bunch. You saying a lot.
Before we punch out, right?
All right, let me it sent me a great deal here. So just let me get all of that here put together. So download all, put them there. Let me open up. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the Senate podcast. You can like, comment, share, subscribe. Just like, comment, share, subscribe. Hit the notification bell. We do content for you 5 days a week. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We do the Senate shorts. Those are a bit lighthearted, and you know, we try to disseminate some information, advice, or whatever. But it's more bordering on the ridiculous than I mean, most of it is true. We can't speak for all of it. We hope all is not true, but you know how these things are. And every Tuesdays and Thursdays, I don't know if we can go back to 8. We can make that decision. But yeah, every Tuesdays and Thursdays we come and we talk the things in a more serious tone, fashion. We engage you all and we talk the things. Now, Derek, which one here you want me to put up first? Let me see here. Let me look at what. You see here, 36 one. I think this one here is the first one. Or put them up in any order. How you?
Or you can just put on any order. I will read them as you
All right, let me.
them up.
Oh, all right. So, because I don't want it to be out of order, let me get this one here first.
So guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't been subscribers yet. We have 306 subscribers. Let's see if we can get up. So this is March. Let's see if we can get to 350 by the end of March. Shoot, 400 would be great. Share the content with your friends. Share the content with your people. Organize them. Watch parties. Have a Senate podcast watch party. You think that'd be pretty cool? Send us the pictures. And also feel free to invite us to some of the after parties as well. Neil and I, we eat horse dovers and drink wine. So we don't have a problem attending.
Shoot, Derek could sing. He's dance a little good jig. Yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time. Like an MC. It was good time.
We'd be willing to engage you live and direct, one-on-one. You know what I mean? So yeah, invite us to your after parties. We don't mind.
Yeah, man.
Okay. Let me see if we can get a 350 or 400 subscribers by the end of the month. That'd be good going.
Yep. All right, Derek, you on screen now. Black Twitter reacts.
Yes, Black Twitter reacts to Chris Brown being found innocent after text message of accuser reveals she lied about being great. And my guy Lil Duval. So if Chris Brown didn't have those texts, he would have automatically took the woman's side. Sad part is somebody can come out tomorrow. All will still take her side. No lies detected. Because we see it all the time. It just happens. We just assume that the man is guilty. What else you got there for me?
I got another one on screen there. So
the moment evidence came that Chris Brown is innocent, those that were dragging him became silent. They didn't transfer the same energy to the woman. The woman should have served the same jail term Chris Brown would have served if found guilty. But we know that ain't gonna happen. I mean, we know that is not gonna happen because shoot, even for that crime, a woman will receive less time. So she's still ain't getting the same amount of time. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yes, somebody says, believe all women has always been a stupid line because idiots like this will spoil it for the genuine victims out there. This is becoming a trend and these women needs to go to jail for false accusations. Y'all better apologize to Chris Brown.
Yep. Let us understand here that because there are people that go through this type of abuse, go through these heinous crimes, and nobody speaks on how this subset of women, this small subset of women, making it bad for everybody involved, because people out there really suffering, people out there really going through things. There literally are people that got to interact with their abusers and, you know, RAP is daily, whether it be a co-worker, family member, whatever. They got to deal with these people and there's nothing they can do. But yet still you using the loopholes, you using the system to get back at the man call you want to ask you phone because the man said he done with you. Anyhow, let me press on my brother.
Yeah, pulling a Ben Simmons from people.
So what happened?
So the girl happened to have sex with Chris Brown, and after they went their own ways, she started sending him nudes. And when Chris Brown kept ignoring all her texts, she filed a case that he drugged and raped her. Imagine if he had deleted or lost his phone. Yeah. That's why my phone backs up. People said I keep messages from way back after last night. In the group chat, the man was asking me to find a message.
Yeah, you dig them up fast.
4 years ago. I was able to pull out that message from 4 years ago because the screenshot is undefeated, right, guys? You claim Chris Brown drugged you, but in your text messages you said you were the best I've had. These girls, guys, no, they delete message, voice note, post, and all that ish. Or be smart. The same girl you smashed today may use it against you in the future when you're in a bigger post. Yeah. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth?
Mm-hmm.
So you got to keep your head on in these
streets.
times, right? In these streets.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot. Again, as I said, if he didn't have a phone, up the creek with a paddle. Chris Brown ghosted this girl, and her next move a year later was to falsely accuse him of rape. Their conversation in the DM saved him. Dangerous world. Yeah. You got to keep the receipts, guys. You have to keep the receipts. Especially when you start to find that, you're on the way up and you're starting to be a bit more successful and you actually got things to lose. You got to keep the receipts. Chris Brown stopped replaying her texts, so she accused him of rape. Never delete your chats, bruh. Never delete the chats. Chats will come back to save you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So that is one measure of protection we have. The screenshots, the voice notes. Thank God Chris Brown saved text messages. The lady must have thought he deleted them. Probably did.
Mm-hmm.
But fortunately for Chris, yeah, that stuff. So back at your phone, starting tonight.
No, it's starting tonight. Let me get this other one here on screen for you, and there you go.
Yeah, need it. Right, back at your phone, keep your messages, star certain messages, so that you always got them to hand, right? Y'all owe Chris Brown a major apology. The media be real quiet when Chris Brown innocence is proven. Yeah. Let me man name Al Bundy.
Al Bundy. So that is it for that.
Yeah, then we got some other toxicity there, so that
let me load these up here. So
I find is in keeping
with tonight's theme.
Even if it's on a lighter, more light-hearted, well, it's nice and light-hearted, but you see the mentality coming through. It's not as serious as this stuff as Chris Brown, but you see the mentality coming through already, right?
It should be on screen there now.
All right. This is how it kind of starts. So she says, y'all, my boyfriend is about to reach 500 followers on Instagram. I feel sick. I met him at 273. So the guy has accumulated some 227 followers since they got together. And for some reason, he has a problem with that. And this is the advice she gets from the sisterhood. Report his account. Yeah? Me mind do nothing, but just report his account. What else we got there? Do you want me to tell you how to hack into it and delete it? Yeah? Please note, some of these ladies, their profile pictures, their display pictures seem to be very attractive ladies. So you see how you can get caught up in some of this ish. WTF, and you're still with him. How about this one coming up here now? How about this one? Report him a bunch of times in a day. And laughing emojis. This seems all innocent and cute and funny, haha, kiki, until it's not. Mathematically speaking, he's about to meet another you soon. You should make him delete it. All right. And then this last one for the coup de grace. Okay? This last one here. Coup de grace, as I like to call it. Because this is a sisterhood at work. Report his page. Help you, sis. This is why, gentlemen, certain things I don't laugh at anymore.
Yeah, it's all funny. It's all fun and games, boy.
Yeah.
It is all fun and games.
All fun. As much fun when the rabbit got the gun, though. That's the problem with this channel, right? Because we talking the things really straight.
Yep.
We showing you we're really going on, and not what people think is going on. And some people vex with it.
Yep. And
because
go
forever,
ahead.
Since forever the ladies had the mic and no men got the mic. And we talking. right? We talking things now,
And
and it ain't pleasant to hear.
And the thing is, right? Like, I get it. Some of the things y'all hear, what about women? What about? What aboutism there always talks about what about. But consider two things. One, mainstream media done got one covered. I could log on at any time of the day. Well, not any time. Most times of the day. And I could find any content that speaks about women's issues. Speaks about things that happen, good, bad, and indifferent with regards to women. And two, we are the balance. We are the what about. Again, I'm going to say this is a podcast from a male's perspective, a man's perspective when it comes to women, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to life. From two men that by this point in their lives got enough to say, well, shoot, we've been around a couple of times. We know some men that been around their block a couple of times, and there are no men that went around their block. And we know situations where people went around their block. And we can speak, shoot, we got the data too to help back up some of the things we say. And so when we speak about things, I understand y'all, it's hard, but what about? Because it taking out the victim stick from y'all. It taking the focus from your issues. But you see, here's the thing. Two things can be true at the same time. What do I mean by that? Women can still be being raped and abused by a subset of the community of men. And we still address that. But we can also address some of the issues that men have in this society as well. We could do both. Because I've heard people say, no, we must always, until women are not in this position anymore, until no woman is raped, until no woman is abused, then we can move on from this issue. We'll be here forever. Human nature is not a good nature. There will always be a subset of people we're talking about. I am not condoning these things, but I'm just letting you know that a lot of people want to think on this utopian lens, with this utopian lens, want to see things with this utopian lens. It don't work so. It don't work so. I wish a day that I could tell my son, you ain't got to worry about women and their issues. You don't have to worry about anything as a black man, as a man. You don't got to worry about anything. All you got to do is follow your purpose and live your life. And no bad will happen to you. I would like to tell, I sure dad would like to tell his daughter, but you know what? Daughter, you ain't ever got to worry about rape. You ain't got to worry about abuse. You ain't got to worry about nothing. All you got to do is live your life and live your purpose. You ain't got to worry about a man using you for... That will never happen. You will never live to see that happen. So we can either operate like Utopia is going to kick off and start next week, Monday, and we all trying to get rid of the dregs now so that when the Utopian Independence Day start, we ain't got nothing, no loose ends tie up. Or we could be practical and logical and say it starts with having these discussions. If you all are comfortable with having discussions about rape, about women, abuse about women, wage gap about women, sexist, misogyny, all of these things, I am sure by that same token, y'all should be comfortable having the conversation about the patriarchy against men. Y'all could be talking about how men are marginalized, how men are leading in suicide rates. The pressure to provide on a man is more than anything else. We can talk the things. You want to talk the things, and we talk the things. When they got the mic, this ain't a last second I checked, this ain't a open mic for women only. So we out here. And I know a lot of men don't have the emotional wherewithal and the patience and the will to want to have this space. But me and Derek got the time, yo. Consider what I have been doing for the last month and consider I have not missed an episode, not once. Even if I could not physically be here, I had an episode. Why? Because this is important. This is important. And I ain't saying this because I'm trying to get a leg up on women or anything. That as a man, daily, every day on this set that it was on, a woman come and bring, as a man, feel that they could talk to me as a like. And when they get pushed back, it's a shock. It's whoa. I don't get that. Yo, I'm so passionate about this, especially as black people. I'm so passionate about this because compared to other races, it's only we out here doing bear jump. Yes, white people got the issues. Yes, Indian people got the issues. Yes, Asian people got the issues. But then together, though, their rates of marriage going the distance and being society. I didn't know y'all gonna come with all, but y'all they got a lot of unreported cases of women being in relationships and not reporting XYZ and being unhappy in the marriage and stuff like that. Do you have the data? Do you know of a white woman that currently in a relationship that is married where she is unhappy? Do you know that for certain?
But even if there are any, those people are staying together, right? And they're facing the realities of what they're living, right? So that's the main thing, right? That they're staying together, they're working through it. Those women are not saying, "Well, yeah, I need a man," and that's one of the real sticking points that we got.
You don't
need be at that kind of thing.
Yeah, you don't need a man because 5 men do bear jump to you. You don't need a man. And the thing about it is, if 5 men you dated, 10 men you dated do bear jump to you, 5 men that you have chosen have done bear jump to you, consider the dominating factor in all of those situations. The
denominator is you. Common denominator.
The common denominator is you. All men that you meet just doing bear jump to you.
Yeah, take for example, Keisha Cole. Keisha Cole very upset and talking about she heartbroken and all that. But Jeezy left her when Tony got married. She had a baby with Nico Cali. He's gone on and he's with another relationship and doing fine. She's, still out there knocking around. Let me get my girl Keisha there, so.
All alone, but her alone so shallow.
So at some point you gotta take that look at yourself. Take a look in the mirror and see what you get,
Mm-hmm.
But for us, we do not make up the rules. We just make sure you know what they are. Yeah, you can ignore reality all you want, but you cannot ignore the consequences of ignoring reality. Yeah, be the best version of you for you, and we will see you guys again soon. We got a short coming tomorrow, and we got more content coming next week. Next week, we're going to talk about dating. Shoot, that's going to take up 2 episodes because we have a lot. We have a lot about next week. Yeah. So we can talk about the wild and crazy stuff going on in these dating streets. Be careful out there, guys. Remember?
Environment. And the tutus about that.
Yeah. We see you again next week.
Peace and love and be safe. Later, people.